Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video and with the launch of the most recent mini set in Hearthstone, the Day of Rebirth, which goes with the Lost Seed of Agoro expansion. Blizzard has updated what they are now calling the Player Ready decks, and these are free decks that are available for players that haven't logged into Hearthstone for at least 90 days, or you just happen to be a new player. You get access to one of these decks. You basically get to try them out for a week, but you get to pick one to keep, and they are meta decks. They're legend capable, pretty strong. I will say though, in terms of dust value, probably the lowest value we have seen, well, in a very long time. So that's kind of unfortunate, but we're gonna go through all the decks, which one's the best, which has the most value, all that good stuff. And you enjoy the content on the channel, you want to stay up to date with all sorts of Hearthstone news, gameplay videos, or classic Zeddy rants, please hit that sub button down below and give the video a like, as it helps the channel out a ton. So yeah, 6 different decks here. Again, you get to keep one of them. First, we have a Protos Priest, which is one of the most popular decks on ladder, and it's basically just this deck. Like, it's not much different. We don't have the hero card, which I've seen some lists run, some don't. That's a legendary card, which if you buy the StarCraft mini set, you do get that. But it comes with a new card, Resuscitate, from the latest expansion. That's a really good, where you want to basically get a Sentry in there, get a Void Ray in there, get a Catch of the Day, and when you give them all Reborn, they come back with 1 health. And it's really good with a Sentry, because it makes your other Protoss minions cheaper, and get the Mothership out for dirt cheap, and then you cheat out even more Protoss minions that can outright blow your opponent up. And very good deck. In terms of value, we have Chillin' Vol'jin, which is a legendary. I'll show the actual version so you can read the text on it. Allows you to play hunter cards exclusively from the Perils of Paradise expansion, but a very good card, even without having to access hunter cards. It's just a solid card. And we get the Epic in Resuscitate, which is an extremely good card that goes into multiple priest decks. So if you're looking to play some priest, you're getting some kind of core cards in here that you don't have to necessarily just go on the Protoss side. You can play other archetypes as well. But yeah, basically it's Vol'jin and Resuscitate are the big hits. Everything else here, I guess Mothership as well, if you're not going to buy the StarCraft mini set. It is an epic, so that is relevant. So that is some additional value as well. And you do get Nightmare Lord Xavius, which is an incredible card, goes into like countless decks. One of the best cards you can have in any Hearthstone deck, period, where you discover a minion from your deck and give it a dark gift. That could be like giving it charge, somebody get a copy of it, give it some really good effects, and yeah, you will not regret having this card in your collection. Overall, very competitive deck and decent value in what you're getting. So it'd probably be higher on my recommended. Beast Hunter, also very good deck on ladder. You get City Chief Esho, a legendary that's actually free. So this one's free on the rewards track, so you don't get value out of it, but it buffs up all your other beasts, and the whole deck is playing a lot of beasts, and casting Supreme Dinomancy gives +2/+2 to all beasts in your hand, deck, and battlefield. It's an epic card from the latest expansion, so that's pretty good. Decent value on that. Very strong card. I think it'll see play in other decks. It's already seen play like Hand Buff Hunter, which got nerfed recently, but overall, yeah, you basically get Dinomancy and not a ton else. Everything else is like commons, rares. The epic here in Ancient Raptor is not exactly super important. It is neutral, which is nice, but doesn't see much play outside of this deck. And even there, I think some people might not even run it, and that's basically it. So very low value. I guess RC Rampage is an epic as well, but it's pretty low value, and it's limited just to hunter stuff for the most part. Like the legendary you get is for free and neutral, so probably lower on my recommended. But in terms of like a valid, like aggressive deck, if that's your playstyle, you can't go wrong with it. So I could recommend it on that level, but again, very narrow, very hunter based, and again, not a ton of value on it. Quest Warlock is one of the best decks in all of Standard right now. You get the new Quest Escape the Underfell, where you have to play 5 temporary cards, and your reward is the Underrift, and that is basically a portal you can play for 3, or spell for 3 mana, gives you this portal, and you can just feed this thing cards. It doesn't cost you any mana. It costs you the card in your hand, and then you can summon a Rusher with lifesteal, a Charge with elusive, and get Taunt with Reboard. So you can constantly overwhelm the board with stats, lifesteal, charge damage, really solid. And you get the legendary quest, you get the tourist as well, Summoner Dark Marrow, which allows you to play Death Knight cards and trigger your death rolls twice while this is on the board. So that's decent. You basically just wanted to access Death Knight cards. Again, it's only from Perils in Paradise, but the main reason you really want Corpsicle, which is a damage spell, you can deal 3 damage. You spend 3 corpses and you get it back. So as long as you've had 3 minions die and their corpses are still in the pool, you get the spell back over and over and over again. And in terms of value, outside of that, I don't believe we have much. The legendary in this deck, I believe, is the Solarium, which is a legendary, but it's part of the core set. You get it for free, but you do get 2 Health Stones, and they are both epics. And you get 2 Cursed Catacombs, which are both epics as well. So this is one of the better value decks. You get multiple epics, multiple legendaries, very competitive deck, but the build is extremely narrow to only really be good with this quest. But I will say, if you want to play Warlock, you want 2 copies of Cursed Catacombs. It's one of the best cards they've made in years. It sees play in every Warlock deck in Standard, Wild. It's insane. So this is probably one of my more higher recommended decks, particular if you like playing Warlock. You get to life tap, summon demons, do other cool stuff. That's all possible. But overall, yeah, very good deck. You can refine the build to be better than what this is, and the main value you're looking for is already there, which is really, really important. Quest Paladin is like the bane of a lot of people's existence right now. You do get the new quest of a Dive the Galactic Depths, where you summon 5 Murlocs, and every time you do that, Murlocs you summon for the rest of the game get +1/+1, and you can do this over and over and over again, so it never stops getting bigger and bigger. So your whole deck is just filled with Murlocs, but outside of the legendary, you're not getting a ton of value. Grunty is a legendary that you have to get in the StarCraft mini set, but he is only decent and okay in this deck. He's pretty much useless outside of that, despite the fact way back in the day I gave him a good review score, but I stand by that. But like Crusader Aura is an epic, but you get that for free in the core set. Angling Rod is an epic, but you get that free in the core set. Murloc War Leader is an epic, but you get that free in the core set. Everything else is like commons and rares. He'll give you 1 Adaptive Amalgam, which does see play in other decks, so that's an epic of value, but the value is not great on this deck, and this deck does not do very well outside of early ranks. Once you get to like Platinum, Diamond, and Legend, this deck is not very solid, and I can't recommend it that highly competitively. And value-wise, you're not getting a lot, and it's just Murloc. It's not even like really strong Paladin cards, so your build is extremely narrow here. So I would hard pass on this deck from a competitive level, value level, and even Paladin level, right? Like, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to pick. My favorite deck on this list is Quest Mage. You get the new quest, which is very good. Well, it's good. I won't say it's like OP or anything, but it's quite good, very fun. In Standard right now, where you have the Forbidden Sequence, you discover 7 cards. Reward is the Origin Stone, which is a weapon. After you discover a card, this plays the other options. You lose 1 durability. I'll move my face so you can see a little bit better there. Really fun card, really solid card. You also get the legendary of the Galactic Projection Orb. You get 2 epics in Yogg in the box. And I believe everything else is rares. And no, you get 2 Pocket Dimensions. Sorry, those are epics as well. These are all ones you'd have to open or craft. Primordial Glyph is an epic, but it's part of the core set, so you get it for free. And this is basically the deck I got to Legend with last season. I actually got to Legend. I think I had 2 cards different. I actually cut the Orb, which is the more expensive card. You don't need to, it's good. And I didn't run Blizzard. I ran 2 Chalices. Everything else is basically the exact same. So Legend capable deck, super fun deck, and there is some value in there. It's just you really have to play Spell Mage, right? Like, these cards are very much about Spell Mage. If you're not playing a full spell deck, then you're probably not playing this. But personally, I love this deck. The value's pretty good on this one, so I'll recommend it a bit higher. It's definitely higher on the fun level than it is super competitive. It's Legend capable, but there's a lot better decks to play if you just really want to win. But overall, yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a pretty fun one. And lastly, another deck I really like, but it's missing a lot of key components: Triple Blood Starship Death Knight. So it's got 3 blood runes, meaning you gotta play cards that have 3 of these runes, main one being Vampiric Blood, right? It has 3 blood runes, so you can't play any runes of any other sort. There's Unholy and Frost, but basically this allows you for just 2 mana. You give your hero +5 health, and if you spend 3 corpses, you get 5 more and draw a card. So really good at helping you stay alive, cycle, and then the idea is you're playing all these starship pieces to build a bigger and bigger starship, and then you launch it with the Exodar, and you can deal damage, gain armor. Very valid deck, one of the better decks in the meta, but this build is missing Kil'jaeden. This build is missing Xavius, 2 really important cards for the archetype, especially Xavius. We saw that in the Protos Priest list. Value-wise, you're getting Ceaseless Expanse, which is still a good card. It costs 1 less for each time a card was drawn, played, or destroyed. So you can get this down to 0 mana. It's a board clear. It destroys all other minions. And you get Ziliax, which is an incredible card. The first and only custom card in Hearthstone. It's already been nerfed 7 times, but it's pretty good. And yeah, you will value that legendary, but Nomelia is a free legendary. Exodar is a free legendary. Bob the Bartender is a free legendary. So there, a lot of them are free. You get 2 Ancient of Yours, which are incredibly good epics. So that's really nice. And I believe that's it on the high rarity side. So you're missing a couple important legendaries in this deck, but other than that, it's solid, and it's a really grindy control style that I love. And if you haven't played this at all, I do highly recommend it. It is just missing a little bit of the legendary value, but you don't necessarily need Kil'jaeden. I would say you'd really want Xavius. That's like an auto craft card. It's so freaking good. So there you go, 6 decks to try out, and you get to keep one. My highest recommended, probably Quest Warlock in terms of value and competitiveness. Quest Mage if you're looking for fun and craziness and some value in there, and then like Starships for your bit of value and fun control. You just might need to fill out the deck a bit more. Protos Priest is also a valid pick, really competitive. The value's not quite there, and it's pretty narrow, but still a pretty sweet deck. And I would, yeah, pass on Paladin, probably pass on the Hunter, and go from there. So hopefully that helps you out in picking your decks. Good luck choosing them. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.